What's going on, everybody? This is Michael T. Johnson, the second here with Faithful and Fresh. Man, how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? I always think it's important to make sure I find out that y'all feeling good because I am feeling. You know what? If I was being honest, I really don't feel 100% great. Not mentally or anything like that. Just, man, these allergies, man, or sinuses. I did some videos earlier. Let me get hold on before my apologies. What's going on to the faithful few? What's going on? What's going on? Let me get these lights together before I go into the fragrance of the evening and all of this stuff and such. So let me try this out. Let's go Motown. We'll go Motown. Oh. It's not bad. Some people probably be wondering, like, what does he be doing when when it first comes on and I'm kind of feeling through stuff. It's like, so when you're doing this style of content, meaning you're doing it this way, you're streaming through, it's not as easy, and it's a lot of things. You're running music, and then you got to get the copyrights, and then you got to get the all the lighting and everything. And so it is not necessarily the most easiest thing. So a lot of times when I'm starting out, I'm usually a lot of times just getting everything kind of acclimated and kind of set everything up, because I got an app that runs my lights, and then it's going with the music, and then see how that, boom, voila, here we go. Got one more light I gotta do, but good evening. I see my wife is hopped in the chat making her presence known. Sorry for doing that in the mic. That was just crazy. But again, my sinuses. So whether you are through YouTube, let me see. How can I do this real quick? Whether you on YouTube, man, Walk, what's up with you? Whether you are through YouTube or Facebook, I hope that my Instagram is working right. If my Instagram is working right. The past couple of times I've been doing this, my Instagram, I don't think has been working right. If somebody that is watching that has me on Instagram, can y'all please let me know if I'm doing this right? Feeling old doing that. Okay. On there. Man, to be quite frank with you guys, man, I've been ripping and running throughout the day. And I've been ripping and running throughout the day, and I had some videos that I posted into my Patreon. If you do not have my Patreon, follow me on TikTok, Faithful and Fresh, all one word, and then my link is in my bio. But I produced some videos today just because I wanted to kind of do a janky kind of vlog style of some things I was able to do and just some connections I was able to make. And it was phenomenal. It was, and I made a video when I did my fitness, routine. One of my guys, man, X, he brought it to our attention, man, to just help some people out. Like, we were walking in the morning as a group, and man, we've been getting up in the morning and walking, and it's been just an exceptional thing just to be able to take care of ourselves. And we did 4 miles today, got it in, and it was, it got some content for that and pushed it out. And so, all right, good looking, cuz. You tell me your YouTube looking right. Pow. So I did some of fitness, kind of just video, inspirational video. I did 3 videos for my Patreon. I did a live on TikTok a little earlier. Now I'm here doing this one. And, I kind of battled with the idea of what topic I wanted to do today. I had a couple of different thought patterns. And if you've seen this title through here, I put red light, yellow light, green light. And obviously, we get that from the traffic light. But, there was a game that we played as kids that we, said red light, yellow light, green light. And, you were to run. And as this person, hold on real quick. Let me check this out. Boom. How'd that look, y'all? I don't know how that looks. It's a little fidgety, but yeah, I like it. I like the angle. I haven't been using this camera as much. Let me see. I gotta find out my IG, man. This is Instagram, man. If y'all don't know it, oh my God, I might have just closed it out. Instagram is a weird thing to go through, this system that I have. But nevertheless, boom. Let's get right to it. So I was going to do red light, yellow light, green light. I had that. I had a topic of, is it fair? And it's going to talk about relationship dynamics and life and, situations. And now I was going to talk about the 50-50 thing, because we had some great conversations throughout my morning session workouts where we was talking about that. And I kind of was really in this process of trying to figure out what it was that I was going to talk about. I had some stuff that was in my mind. I'll keep it like this one right here, or the second angle. But let me know if this is angle number 1, and let me know number 2 is the other angle. So yeah, so man, I had these different topics on what I was gonna do. And man, TikTok is going berserk. Hey, make sure y'all get them likes up in the TikTok, man. Don't be sliding through here, man, without stabbing me with your finger a couple times, man. But yeah, so I guess I just stuck with the light thing because I was just in traffic, and I really don't listen to music while I drive because I'm inside of my thoughts. And so I'll go into this, and if y'all want to kind of go a different direction, depending on how the chat's going, second. All right. The only thing about this one is I don't know the information makes it start like being a little bit more scattered, but let's try it out. So what ends up happening is that I was driving, and there are so many people that have road rage and issues on the road. And I was just thinking about how much chaos can come from if you don't have traffic lights. And I don't know if you ever been to intersection and that light is working, and if for some odd reason, whether it's some type of electrical issue or something, that light gets to just blinking and it might blink red or yellow. It usually never blinks green. But from that point of that traffic light going off, now you have put the control into people's hands to kind of control traffic. And, you know, you get these kind of people that stop and they start and they see another car coming, and then they're like, who's supposed to go first? And as I had that situation happen today, and, you know, now they're doing code roundabouts and different things like that, where, you know, people are kind of having control of the flow of traffic. And not to make it too deep, but I was thinking about that, and I just thought about how in life, if you don't have the right object or the right person or the right advisor telling you when to stop, slow down, or go, how chaotic things can be. All right. And inside of this process, what I wanted to do was make sure that we can get a little bit of clarity so that we can find out who's telling you to stop, who's telling you to slow down, who's telling you to go. Before I get right into that, this candle, I almost looked at this camera. This candle of the evening is an amber saffron candle that, if you, again, like I said earlier, if you like Baccarat Rouge 540, one of the top notes, stronger notes, is saffron. And amber and saffron is just a, man, beautifully put together, you know, synergy and tornado of just scent, man. So I can't remember. I don't know the brand of this. I picked it up from, I believe, Home Goods, but it's a hitter. If you ever, you know, want to check it out, check it out. I had Louis Vuitton imagination for the fragrance of the day from the first shift until I just went home and showered up. And I brought both bottles because I had a bigger bottle. Man, I don't like the way this is keep skipping, Kurt. It's hold on. Maybe it's cool now. But I had this, it's the same thing, and I tried to buy the bottle again. And man, do y'all believe that I did not look at the size. I looked at 1 point something, and it was, instead of like fluid ounces or FL, whatever, fluid liter, whatever, it was like ML or something. So it was like milliliters. And man, I got this, man, through the mail. I could not believe that they gave me this. And I got a little bit left, so now I'm gonna have to go back and buy another bottle. But I had the molecule, it's Molecule 01, and this is I gotta go back to this. And it is a body chemistry activated fragrance. It's this like ISO type thing. But let me tell you, it's one of those type of fragrance. There you go. It's one of these fragrances that you wear, you might really go nose blind to it, or you might not even smell it. But I'm telling you right now, and it's not that expensive. It's not that expensive, but Molecule 01, if you ever get a shot, check it out. TikTok, I appreciate y'all. Keep smashing that like button. Keep smashing that like button. Let's make sure that everybody on TikTok is able to see the aesthetic, the suit, the personality, the everything. Make sure y'all do that. All right, I appreciate it. All right. So red, yellow, green. All right. So one of the things I like always talking about is when people get stuck throughout life. Let me turn a little bit of this music up. When people get stuck throughout life, what ends up happening is that they're on red light. Okay, they're on red light. And on their red light, maybe they're stuck financially, they're stuck when they're in their relationships, maybe they're stuck with trying to find out their career path, maybe they're stuck physically, maybe they're stuck in regards of should they move, should they stay in their city, should they go to college, career, some type of trade, should they go into, all type of different things. All right. And then some of us are just stuck inside of a certain thought pattern. Right. And so I wanted to be able to first dive into who is telling you that you had to be on red light right now. All right. I got to get something to drink because I'm telling you right now, my compressor at my studio, I'm not ashamed to say it, my compressor at my studio went out in my air conditioning, and they're fixing it, and it's blowing, but it's not blowing cold. And what I noticed was that when the fan comes on, it just sounds, you can hear this sound kind of going in and out. I hate the way it sounds. I'm just being honest. It's just making me sweat. All right, but who told you to stop? All right, who told you to stop? Now, it's your decision on where you want to talk about. I appreciate the likes. Keep them up. Let's get to 500, y'all. I can understand from my place of when you are at a standstill because of the fact of the matter that God has stopped you. But let's just be honest. Let's just be 100% honest. Most people ain't stopping. Most people ain't stuck because of God. That's just the reality. Most people aren't stuck because of God. People are not on hold because of God. They're on hold because they're waiting on some people to catch up. Maybe it's some people ahead of them that told them to stop and, hey, you should just quit. Maybe it's people in your family that started telling you, hey, you shouldn't be trying to do that. Or I haven't thought, I don't got no notes or anything. So I'm saying this and I'm trying not to. As a parent, I think sometimes one of the most dangerous 2 words that we can tell our children at some point, because we mean well, but it begins to be hurtful as we start to say, be careful. All right. And a lot of times the supervisor, the parent, the grandparent, the uncle, auntie, or big cousin, big sis, whoever it is, they're saying, as soon as the kid gets to doing something, they're saying, be careful. And we keep saying it so much that person ends up getting so cautious with everything, and they grow up with that always in their mind, be careful. And what ends up happening a lot of times is that this person is being so careful that they to not hurt themselves or to not fail, that they just stop. Y'all agree with what I'm saying? Y'all agree? Hey, keep hitting those likes, TikTok. Much love. I ain't even ask y'all for no money. Smash that like. Go crazy follow. So now we're starting to get to a place where we say, be careful, be careful, be careful. And the reason why I say that is because I want to highlight that from an early age with our parents or our parent, grandparent, our guardian, our caretaker, they've told us to be careful, because when they see that kid walking around a table with a corner, they're like, oh my God, this kid gonna hit their eye on the corner of this table. And they're telling them to be careful, and they're almost projecting a fear and a nervousness. Or they let the kid do something, as soon as they get hurt, boom, they're right there. That's why you got to be more careful. You got to watch out for things. And we're doing it with the mindset to try to get people to be careful, but we don't understand sometimes that we are destabilizing the confidence of individuals. And now you got grown people that act like kids, and then they're afraid to try stuff. And then they get to coaching their kids and telling them, hey, you can be anything that you want. But then they look at you and say, are you what you want it to be? And when you look at your life right now, you say, hey, when it was a joke that said it like this, like, you remember when you was in school and they told you that you was the future? And now you are in your future, and you not what you thought you was going to be in your future. You were saying in elementary school, middle school, and high school, you was going to be a doctor, an astronaut, and a lawyer, and fire. And what you end up doing, being a factory worker. No shade to factory workers. But that wasn't on your, when I grow up, I want to be. Y'all remember those conversations? But for some odd reason, you done got stuck. Maybe you got stuck because now your faith isn't in God providing guidance for you, but rather your faith is now in your performance for you to provide for yourself and create light to a path. And now you found yourself stuck. But even though you have been disarmed and dismantled on progressing through life, you still got the arrogance and the ignorance to not ask the questions and go get help. Let me ask you this. If you were to, that whatever issue you have in your life, if you look at your friends group, your friend group, and you say, hey, if I took my situation to my friends, would they be able to help me solve an issue? Would they be able to help you get outside of the situation and actually help you get to a place of success? Get the result that you want out of a situation that you're going through right now. Somebody might say yeah, somebody might say no. Let's say somebody says yeah. Well, why are you still in this situation? Why are you still on red and not green? And if you're saying no, I think that my friends wouldn't be able to help me, then that means that you need to change your friend group. But these are things and how we get stuck. And I want to be able to highlight that, because sometimes we take so much ownership for why we are stuck presently when there are past experiences that have planted an association to us trying something new or asking a question. So you might have been in a classroom and a teacher asked a question and you raised your hand and you said, hey, Mr. Johnson, the answer is 2 + 2 is 6. And everybody starts laughing. And just because you're not conscious of it now, you think that it don't affect you. And so now you don't even realize that you now are afraid to try. Now you're afraid to start a business. Now you're afraid to go back out into the dating market. Now all you do is go home and watch your favorite TV show and you get into your comfortable clothes and you ain't getting handsome and you ain't getting sexy and you ain't going to the clubs no more. Now you men ain't and women ain't and all it is. Because there has been a compounding effect of you being pretty much, in so many words, directly and indirectly told to shut up and don't make any noise, or hey, don't ruffle any feathers, or don't be seen. So we have to first identify that some of the present day stuck or present day red lights are not necessarily in its entirety your fault. Now, the part that is your fault is if you stay on red and you don't do the work to get out of it. Now, that brings me to yellow light. Yellow light, if you remember on the game, don't mean to stop. It don't mean to run at full pace. But what it does mean is you should be moving in some type of slow motion. You should be at a pace and a progression of prosperity. I didn't even mean to say all those P's, but that's crazy. But you should be moving at some type of pace towards the same objective or same goal, but you're not at full speed. This, in my mind, I look at it as a transitional space. All right. It's not stop. It's not full-fledged go, but it's like a progression. It's like, hey, think about it. You're making some moves. You're not at a standstill, but you're not just full throttle. All right. Now, with the red light, now there is a healthy way in which you can stop, where God says, hey, be still and know that I'm God. And that's why I want to share and say, hey, most of us aren't stopping because of the fact of the matter that God is saying, be still. Most of us just are afraid. God's saying green and you saying yellow or red. God, well, what if this ain't right? So now in our yellow space, what's happening is now somebody started a business. Somebody has an idea, their invention. They want to go to college. They want to get back into dating after a divorce. Now they're ready to say, I want to take control of my body, take control of my finances, take control of my spiritual life. And now they're making some type of progress. But inside of this transition, these people are now very, very, very sensitive to, I don't want to say sensitive. What's the word I want to use? They're protecting their progress. They're very, very cautious, very, very aware of the things that can destabilize them from progressing. All right. So let me give you an example. There are a lot of people that I know that have tried to stop smoking weed, stop drink, stop watching porn, stop overeating, diet, go to the gym. You said, y'all know the rest of it. And inside of that space, it's kind of like a little flame. And in this little flame, man, you can go like this and it'll blow it out. And people are trying to protect that. And inside of this transitional space, we're trying to figure out, where do I get the support? Where do I get the support so I don't go back to red, but I can go to green? All right. And so what happens is that now inside of this space where you say, okay, God, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna dip my toe into the pool. I'm gonna just dip. And but you have to find that support group that's people just jumping in. And they're like, come on, man, you got to get in. It feels wonderful. And you're like, all right. Then you put your legs in, you whatever. But you need to find that support group that throughout that transitional period, you can be able to feel confident that you can go into the green light and not back to the red light. I spoke to a lady, man. I spoke to a lady today, man, it was such a powerful conversation. This woman is 33 years old. I was out at Outback, and she was 33 years old, and I said, hey, how you doing? And, you know, she always sees me, and she said, I'm doing good. She said, I just got my diploma and a couple weeks ago, and I just received my driving license. This woman is 33 years old. I'm not knocking it, man. When she told me that, I felt so emotionally stirred because I knew how much courage it took that after 15 years of her being out of high school, she went back, maybe it was 14 years or whatever it was, but she went back and executed on getting her diploma and going and get her driver's license. She had a kid that's 12 or 13 years old. And as we were talking about this, she talked about in this case, which I never even thought about until just this moment, how long she was stuck in a red light. And then she started saying, well, you know what? I wanted to go back and show my daughter I could do this and whatever. And she talked about her decision having an infancy stage that she's like, okay, I'm in the beginning of doing this. And she had to go and build her credits up and and throughout this time, she stayed to herself, tried to stay, encouraged and all of this stuff. And she finally ended up getting into graduation, and she graduated and actually got her diploma. And from that, she went and got her driver's license, and now she's enrolled into college. And now she now knows she's in green light. She was like, nah, I know what I want to do. She's like, I want to do social work. And I told her, and I said, you know how many people get out right out of high school, get their diploma, go right into college, they got a degree, and then they realize they're not even passionate about it. They don't even care about what it is that they got their degree in. And I said, man, I'm so proud of you. I was like, I'm so proud. And I said, I know how I feel because I graduated high school late. And I said, I applaud and salute your courage to go back and get your diploma. And I said, I guarantee, I said, that's your daughter is so proud. She said, yeah. She started telling me about how her daughter's proud. And the whole reason why I bring up that story is because, again, she had to protect her progress. All right. And each one of you have to understand, well, you don't have to. I encourage you to understand how to protect your progress. There are a lot of times, man. I'm not saying this to be, whatever, but, I'm a six-figure earner, married, never had no kids out of wedlock. My wife hasn't, beautiful family, almost, what somebody might think is American dream or a picture perfect setup. And, obviously we still have our, arguments or debates or differences, whatever you want to call it. But it's interesting that when you have, and I'm not saying that to say with me, I'm saying it to say that inside of this, where I'm having these conversations with other people and I'm advising them or I'm listening to them, I have had so many conversations with people that have become more successful than financially or with certain outcomes, spiritually, physically, whatever. And they've been more successful than their parents. And where you would have thought their parents would have applauded them and encouraged them, that their parents actually were jealous of them, that their parents actually said things like, hey, you think you better than us, or, who you think you are. Okay, you got a little money. I don't mean that you, and it's so amazing to me. And I've seen people that have had I've seen the child, which it can be an adult now, be impacted so severely by their parents saying something like this and damaging them and putting that person and back into a red light situation, a stop, a stuck. And there's a lot of people, man, I'm telling you, there's people out here that won't marry outside of their race. They won't bring this certain type of person home, all because of the fact of the matter that they are being stifled by people in their family. And I'm not saying that every family's like that, but this happens more times than it happens a lot more times than you think. You would not be surprised at how many times a parent has messed up a relationship for somebody. Have y'all ever had that? Have y'all ever had that? Have y'all ever had? Y'all ever heard of a parent? Man, they had a movie called Monster-in-Law. Have you ever seen that movie? Was it J-Lo in that? Was it Jennifer Lopez? Shout out to J-Lo. Shout out to J-Lo. Free little shout out, J-Lo. Where there have been in-laws or parents that have wedged themselves into giving advice and doing this and doing that and have messed it up. And I had a conversation today, funny enough, about a person that was the child that was wedging inside of a mother's, and so it's just all of these things, man. You have to protect whatever progress that you have. All right. And so the yellow light, if I was to use a scripture, I would reference Proverbs 3. And if you read Proverbs 3, you will see where it's talking about, or where it's written, to lean not on to trust God and to trust God in all your ways. I might be getting it wrong, but trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. I'm not great at quoting scripture. Somehow I think God just wanted to save me from just looking crazy on this camera. But, that's the whole thing, is the trusting in him, leaning on him and not on your own understanding, and seeking him in all of your ways, and he will direct your path. A lot of times we're trying to do better for a person that is not God. And we're looking for validation and reinforcement from all people. And let me tell you, like, I'll give you just a personal, dude, it's hard doing social media, y'all. It's hard getting on social media and doing this. It's 1020. It's 1020. I'm talking about it's hard. I'm across 4 platforms, social media platforms right now. It is not easy. There are sometimes when you're doing things or you're going from red to yellow, you expect a certain type of support. And it's not that they don't support. They just sometimes don't support the way you thought. And sometimes that'll make you want to go back to red. Like, man, I'm just stop right here, man. Because I know I've been supporting you. I know I've been gassing you up. Every time that you done did something, I done gassed you up so much, I dang near done made you arrogant. And then now here it is, I do my thing, and what's up? When you needed money, I was right there. When you needed a ride, I was right there. When you didn't have nothing, I let you lay on my couch. And then when it's time for me to do my thing. But you have to be able to experience that. Because if you can get from that transitional spot of a yellow light to a green light, let me tell you right now, I'm not on here. I said this earlier when I was just on here. If I say, yo, y'all boost up the likes, the most freest thing that people can do is subscribe, like, share. But you won't understand it until you do it. And then what will happen is you're exercising this muscle and you're breaking through this threshold. And when you get to green, what you realize is that every space of your life it was a particular reason. It meant something to a particular person that you might not be aware of right now. And then you will also understand that all these successful people that are saying the same things, and if you ever study people that make money, they're going to tell you the same things. I'm not saying this so that you don't listen to them and you listen to me. I'm telling you this because if you don't do the research, I'm going to just give you the cheat sheet. Successful people do this. They wake up early. They look at their goals. They're not critical of other people. They stay around people that affirm them, encourage them. And they're spending time building their confidence, their body, and figuring out how to help other people. And when you get past that little threshold of that yellow and you go into that green, I guarantee you, it's such an experience. And I'm not saying you're never going to have no hard days. I'm never saying that you're going to, you're never going to want to quit. I'm not saying that because it ain't your pain to find you. You can't get away from pain. It somehow just finds you. But nevertheless, when you get through it, you hold on to those people that can encourage you and that can help you go from that yellow to that green. Me and my guys, and this would be one of the last things I say, is that one of my guys does photography. I'll just shout him out. My dude Josiah, man, phenomenal, man. And dude is so gifted and talented in photography and videography. And we work together. He's helped me probably 90% of this doing this. And because I'm a little bit more of a bulldog when it comes to just doing this. Even if I'm tired, I'll do it. I'll just do it just do it. And he's a little bit more selective with what he'll do. So I might look at my video right now and say, I don't feel like this was hitting all the way that I thought it should. I don't feel like it was as fluid as I think I could have. I could have had my points better. I could have did this. I felt like I got lost a little bit throughout this. But I'll still be in front of you and still will do it on the World Wide Web. But he started posting. He just seen the way I was doing. He's like, man, I'm going to post every day. So he's been posting pictures. And he got this incredible encouragement. And now at this point, he went from not really posting a lot to now he's like in this yellow light phase, what I would think. And he had this guy that DM'd him or something like that. And he said something like this. Hey, I can't afford your photography or a photo shoot from you yet, but I look forward every day to seeing what you post. And my dude screenshot it. He sent it to our group chat. And he was like, yeah, man, like this. And he was like, it's crazy. And I'm like, man, that's God. Like, and I said, man, there's so many people that get one piece of encouragement and they act like it's nothing because they didn't get 10, 20, 30 people that's encouraging them. Man, and when I look at this, 114 likes, I see a couple people sliding through. I don't know if it's even 140 people viewing this right now or if that's just people that watched it. I can't tell because I got it through the studio. But what I can tell you is this. So we sharing this and I'm saying, yo, like I always say this. I appreciate anybody that slides through. Anybody that slides through, I always try to verbalize that I appreciate them because there is no, how do they say? It's like there's no insignificant person to me that views my stuff, that makes a comment that, you know, says like, keep it like that, or yeah, that looked good, or I don't gloss over that. I hold on to that. And I was sharing it. He told me that. I was telling him yesterday, I think it was yesterday, when I was doing a live and I did this TikTok, I can see these comments come through Facebook and YouTube. And this guy was in Australia. This dude was in Australia. And he commented. And he said, I'm going to read it because I took a picture of it. And I'm going to show you how much I hold on to y'all encouragement because I really do appreciate it. This dude, man, if he ends up ever watching my channel, because he's on YouTube, I'm guessing he probably subscribed. But his name is Aaron Walker. Man, Aaron Walker, man, he said, love from Australia, currently on lunch break, getting some third heaven wisdom. Let's go. Dude, I appreciate you. And I was just sharing that because people don't have to do that. When you get support for the things that you're doing, you're trying to stop smoking and somebody says something encouraging. Man, I almost don't want to do this because the more that I speak, the more like riled up I get, and then makes me want to cuss. And I don't really do a whole bunch of cussing on my channel. But I think I'm about to right now because I want to. Making an on-spot decision right now. Man, I don't want to offend anybody. Should I just keep it clean, or should I just speak how I'm desiring to? Should I just keep it clean, or should I just kind of talk a little bit like, oh my God, dude, y'all is crazy. He said, "Be faithful, my friend." That's what I'm gonna do then. I'm a cuss. No, I'm just playing. But stop expecting people to encourage. Like, the masses won't encourage you out of the red. And the reason why is because the masses love being in the red light space. So anytime that you're moving from red to yellow, understand that when you move from red to yellow, there's a lot less people that are in that space. The red light, the stop, the pause, the stuck is crowded. When you go to yellow, it's fewer people in that. And one of the most interesting things is there's people that I encourage in the morning when I go walking that if I never seen them, they would have never got my encouragement. But guess what? They're walking. I'm walking. I see them. They say, "Good morning." I'm saying, "Good morning." I'm saying, "Hey, great work. Keep it up. Keep doing your thing." And they, "Oh, thanks. Yeah, you too." And I don't know this person from, how they be saying, I don't know this person from Adam. But nevertheless, these people are getting encouragement from me because they're either trying to get in shape. I don't know if this is their first day. I don't know if it's a lifestyle thing, but I'm encouraging them. And they don't even know I've been doing this walking for less than a week. And they telling me, "Good job." And guess what? You hold on to that while you're in this yellow light phase. And at this point, if you do that, if you in fact do that, what you will realize is that when you get to that green, that's when all the bandwagon people come. That's when all the bandwagon people come. See, right now I can have on, I don't know how many people watching on YouTube because I can't see that. I can see on Facebook how many people I got. I don't know my TikTok. I don't know if my Instagram's going, but let me tell you. And I'm not saying this to try to manifest nothing. I'm telling you what I know. I know that this channel is going to hit. I know it is. I know at some point, because I got to pay my dues, I got to go through the whatever, I got to go through the, the grind of it. But let me tell you, I guarantee you that when I get into green, when I get that green light, which I am moving in green light, I just had all the results. But as I'm moving through that, I promise you, I guarantee you, people are going to tune in. They're going to watch. They're going to give money. They're going to try and buy my time. They're going to try and buy consultancy. They're going to try and buy my products. But the whole thing is that usually a lot of times people need that type of support when they're stuck. They need more of that support when they're in yellow. I don't need as much support when I'm in my green light space because I've went through all of the stages of being, kind of like left out. Now, for me, I'm not going to lie to you. I probably had a lot of great support, probably more support than a lot of people probably will have in their beginning. And maybe less, I don't know. But in my mind, in my world, I got a copious amount of support. I like that word, copious. That was nice. And so I appreciate that, J. Cole. Man, make sure that y'all get into my bio, hit that link for my Patreon. I keep saying that because there is a library of probably easily 30 to 40 videos that I have in there that go over so many different topics. And my whole purpose is to help you to be more so you can do more and have more. But I'm focusing on you as a person being more. And throughout this situation, throughout this context, I want you to understand, again, that traffic light is created for order. It's created for order, for fluidity and flow. What is your traffic light? What is the thing that controls direction in your life, pace in your life? What is that thing? If it's not your relationship with God, let me be more specific. if it's not your relationship that you have with God through Jesus Christ, you are going to have traffic jam after accident, hitting innocent bystanders, all because you don't have the person that can create flow, that can create harmony, that can create fluidity and peace in your life. This is not the content that necessarily goes viral because of the fact of the matter that it is more polished. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. As y'all just seen, I do have my times where I want to cuss, and I do cuss and whatever. I know that's not the most churchy thing, but faithful and fresh, I got, still I got some residue that I'm working through and working with God. But, I got some conversations that will be had about things that's more controversial. So I got a hard stance on how I believe that men should handle themselves, and I have a strong stance on how I believe that women should be, in the relationship structure or in marital situations. I have a way in which I think that men should handle themselves when it comes to the way that they, handle their life and their decisions. And we'll get more into that, but all I can do right now is encourage you to make sure that you're following me. They're on YouTube and TikTok. It is Faithful and Fresh. And then on Instagram, it is Michael T. Johnson 2ND second. So Michael T. Johnson second. And I can't do this enough about saying, women, single women, you got these boys and you raising them, and you talking about, he just a little Jimmy ain't got no man in his life. I was going to bleep out and act like I was saying the B word, but woman, he needs to be a part of Faithful and Fresh movement. If you got an older brother, if you got a dad, if you got a stepdad, you got this little cousin, you got a little brother, whoever it is, or a sister or whatever, they need to be a part of this movement. Why? Because it's not just entertaining or aesthetically pleasing, it's educational. Let me give you an example of residue not working through. I see you walk. Let me give you a little. I'm talking about mindset and spiritual stuff. Let me just talk about some in regards of financial stuff. So some people kind of know that I'm not no BSer when it comes to getting money. I'll say one thing real quick about. So let me just give you some free game on how you can make money by just having good credit. All right, you can have good credit, and you might say, "Hey, how can I make money with just having good credit?" Oh, great question. So first of all, you can obviously get into business funding and business credit and all of these different business credit lines and all these different things, equity lines and stuff like that. That's one thing. But let's just say you didn't want to do that. Let's say you got a credit card that you have. Now let's see, maybe you don't know about authorized users. Maybe you can actually start a business, which you can, by just keeping a credit card that you don't never use, but you have slots to be able to put on authorized users. And then you can market that and help other people create either a credit score or help boost their credit score by being able to have a credit card that you keep under a 10% utilization, and you got 100% payment history. And now at this point, you can endorse somebody and don't give them a credit card. And now at this point, you can charge somebody for you just having a credit card that you don't even use, but they can help somebody else. Maybe a new, fresh 18-year-old, a high schooler that you might have, that you can now be able to make some type of passive income. That's a stream of income right there. You sitting on a 680, 700 credit score, didn't even know that's what you could do. And you sitting up there spending your credit cards and finding ways to spend your money on credit cards where you could be just making money by just having good credit. You have a $5,000 credit card. Boom. Hey, do you got any credit cards? No, I never had a credit card. Boom. Do you know that I can endorse you and put you on my credit card, not my credit card information? Well, it will endorse yours. And I'm not going to give you a card so you can swipe my stuff, but I don't use it. I can guarantee you that it'll stay up under a 10% credit utilization, and it'll help you out, and it'll boost your credit score up, and it'll start you off with, you have a credit line, 100% payment history, and 0% credit utilization, and you'll be able to get my credit history. Boom. passive income. You might have not even known that because you working a 9 to 5 and thought, I want to get into real estate. And you thinking that real estate is the only way you can make passive income. I just gave you a piece of game right there. Now, some of y'all knew about it. But do you know how many older people I know that they said, I don't know what an authorized user is. I don't know what that is. And then some people do, and all they do is they put their kids on it. Well, you putting your kids on it, your kids going to spend your money. You can go put some money. So that's just one of the elements. Now let me give you another element. I like Myron Golden framed this out of the Bible. 4 levels of success, 4 levels of value. Let me say it like that. Although all of them are valuable, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to get out of here because I want to show you this is still red light, yellow light, green light. I've learned this in my yellow light space. 4 levels of value is this. The first level, although all of them are valuable, the first level is this: implementation. Implementation is a valuable level, but it is the lowest level. Why? Because you have to be somewhere to make money. All right. So if you're working in a factory, McDonald's, Amazon, UPS, teaching, whatever, you have to be there. Even as a barber, you have to be there to make your money. That's implementation. That means that your physical body, you have to use energy, and you have to use another limited resource, which is time, to equal money. All right. The next step up of value is unification. All right. Unification is the ability to unify people to accomplish one purpose, but you manage all these people or a couple people to accomplish something. And because you know how to have that skill set, you're going to get paid more. You're more valuable as a person to the workforce. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Third, the next highest level of value is, y'all got it? Oh, communication. Communication. Those people that know how to write books, that do public speaking, that's the next highest level. Now, each one of these, I can guarantee you that most people that are in implementation, they're making somewhere between $0 to maybe $150,000. Maybe at the high end. Let's just say about like let's just say $125,000. The people that are in unification, that's management. Those people are usually going to make probably from that $126,000 to maybe a little bit more, depending on what you're managing. Now, communication, these people are kind of writing out their ticket. Hey, I charge $40,000 for a speaking engagement, $10,000, $5,000, whatever it is. Hey, I wrote this book. I sell it out. Guess what? I don't have to be there. I can sell a book when I'm asleep. Boom, good. Like the last and the highest level of value is imagination. All right, imagination is where you're getting paid for the way that you think. This is consultancy. This is the Jeff Bezos of the world, the Elon Musk of the world, that in their mind, they're able to be in a space of full creativity and they're making money. All right. And so just stuff like that, from the credit card things to that, those are what we get when we're here at this channel. I just want to drop that real quick. I didn't go into full explanations of all that stuff. If it's leveraging credit, if it's, mindset stuff, if it's about how to dress, fragrances that match your personality. My dude to tell you, as I just did today at the Apple store, I can smell a fragrance and dang near 9 times out of 10 tell you what you're wearing. That's just how crazy this beak is that I got on my face. So that's what I'm just sticking with. I just want to be able to kind of prove a little bit of my value, because on TikTok, I'm brand new, so I want to be able to show that. So make sure that y'all are subscribing. I've been on here for 56 minutes, and let me tell you, every second before I actually hit stream, I didn't want to do this. And I did it. Whew. Hold on. Wrong sound effect. I didn't want to do this. I was on red, and I went to yellow. Now I'm on green. I did it, y'all. I got sweat dripping down my back. I feel it, man. It's crazy. But I love y'all enough to be able to even look dang near crazy if I had to. But if you guys need help, if there's anything that I can do in regards of, if there's anything I can do in regards to help you level up, don't be afraid to DM. One of the best qualities that I've had in my life is never being afraid to ask questions, never afraid to look like the person that didn't know what I didn't know. one of the most dangerous things in life. If you're trying to get like me with this setup, join the Faithful Few Patreon. You ain't got to try. You can just do. One of the most dangerous things in life. I hope that y'all still here with me. Hey, if y'all still here with me, man, say something, man. Talk to me. Let me know you here. If you here with me, man, let me know what's good. You still here? I'm about to give you one of the most dangerous things that happens in life. Hey, I left pool alone to get in my bag with this. I don't care about smacking no. Never mind. That's no Diddy. Yeah. I love you, Jesus. One of the most dangerous things in life is this, and y'all can believe me or leave it. One of the most dangerous things in life are people that don't know what they don't know, but they think that they do. They don't know what they don't know, but they think that they do. I'm telling you right now, there's so many people that think that they know how to do what I'm doing, do what you doing. They think that they don't even know that the information, the technical skill, the mindset that they got to have to be you. But they think that they do, even though they don't know that they don't. That almost made me feel like I had smoked right there when I said that. Like I felt almost high saying that. But I'm telling y'all, the most dangerous people in this world are those that don't know what they don't know, but they think that they do. People give their opinions and talk about all of this stuff about you just bring up something. They talk about, yeah. I know my dude had this and man, yeah, I learned a couple things from him and I told him like, no, you don't know it. You don't know it. But you giving your opinion because it's cheap. And you giving it away in bulk like it's like you Costco. We don't need you to wholesale your opinion. You know, and so I don't want to rant. I don't want to rant. So I'll just say that. But I need you guys to know there's nothing wrong with being able to ask questions about the things that you don't know. Because to me, it's more embarrassing to be stuck in a spot for years just because you want to open your mouth and ask a question or ask for help. And so I would hate for you to be losing out on life right now or not having a better result than what you can have. Because guess what? You have to get it from somebody. You have to, whatever game you're trying to get to elevate your life, you got to get it from somebody. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be stuck where you at right now. You wouldn't be in red light. You wouldn't be, you blaming it on your willpower and your discipline. It ain't, because you need accountability. You need a different mindset. And you thinking that the mindset that you got is good enough to take you there when you can't even get out of here. Make sense? That's all I got for right now. I'm going to catch you next time. But until then, stay faithful, my friends. Peace.
Just one more screenshot, and this SOP is finally done. What the?
Why aren't you using Scribe? Scribe literally does it for you.
What?
Real quick, if you are still here, or y'all gonna end up seeing this on the playback, fellas. let me just do this real quick, fellas. If you're in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, and you think that this girl is not texting you back as fast as you need to, I'm gonna give you a piece of game right here. Y'all might not like this, but you're gonna text this girl this. OMG, ... Or you're gonna say this, WTF, ... One of the two. You would not believe what just happened to, like, you would not believe what, or like something like this. Let me see. OMG, ... I can't believe that this just happened to me. Just send that. And watch how fast you respond. If you're getting dry text messages, text that. And I guarantee you're going to get a message back in less than 5 minutes. Take that with you. I had to get that to y'all for y'all to stand around. Y'all weird for even staying around watching me look at a screen and do this stuff in the dark with my big old head on the silhouette. Y'all weird. I love y'all. I love y'all weird butts. Catch y'all in a minute.